The origins of a superhero are sometimes the most influential part of their story. Their origin defines them and gives them a sense of purpose. Let's take Superman, for example. His origin in Krypton inspires hope in the superheroes and also gives him a purpose to protect the people of Earth against unfamiliar threats. If Superman's origin story was completely different, and instead of hailing from the planet Krypton, he's actually from an ancient race of humans, well, that's exactly what the new Batman, Gotham by Gaslight comics have been pointing towards. These Otherworld comic series have done a great job combining elements of the 19th century with our present superheroes, but now they've taken it a step further and have hinted at Superman's origin in the new Kryptonian Age series. So without further ado, let's explore the hints behind Superman's new origin story. This is set to change the way we view this superhero altogether. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. The ruins of the Kryptonian Age and the ancient relics. The issue number 1 of Batman, Gotham by Gaslight Comics, starts with the year 1860, when Jonathan Kent, the father of Superman, and Martha Kent are riding off in their carriage. Suddenly, they see a comet crash land in their way, which completely destroys their carriage. This unannounced comet is emitting a mysterious green light, hinting towards the arrival of Kal-El. Although he hasn't been featured in the series yet, many relics of the Kryptonian Age have been introduced. So after that, we were introduced to the feisty Selina Kyle, who is attending the Kryptonian Age opening gala for a sinister purpose. She intends to steal a hidden artifact in possession of the Wayne Foundation. After searching for a while, she finally gets her hands on the iconic Ring of John Lee, also called the Green Lantern Ring. She steals the artifact and delivers it to some mysterious people in exchange for diamonds. However, the Bat had kept a keen eye on her as she led him straight into the jaws of the League of Shadows. We then get a look at the Batman set in the 19th century and also Talia al Ghul from the League of Shadows. This Batman is way different. As we can see, the Dark Knight used poison and arrows and also has a shotgun in his utility belt. Seems Bruce Wayne was a massive Western fan back then. Anyway, Talia gets her hands on the ring, but soon finds out that it is fake. Batman had planned the whole thing all along and wanted Catwoman to steal the ring. We then see an intense battle between Batman and Talia al Ghul, and surprisingly, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul gets the better of Batman here. With this sequence, issue number 1 of the comics comes to an end. But there's still a lot to cover about the Kryptonian Age in the subsequent issue. Issue number 2 starts with the creepy cold winters of the Arctic, where Adam Strange is on a secret expedition. Strange is tasked by Bruce Wayne to explore the ancient ruins situated in the depths of the Arctic Circle. After a tumultuous journey, Strange and his men reach the site of the ancient ruins and are completely perplexed by what they see below. In the ruins of the Kryptonian Age, they find secret carvings and sites of rituals. It is believed that an advanced civilization prospered over there, way before humans, but an unforeseen calamity led to its downfall. However, recent situations have led to an increase in these sites and the relics found there. Halfway across the world, there's something unusual happening at Queen Victoria's residence. She's alerted by her ward about someone sinister lurking in the crypts. This mysterious person is meant to be her spiritual advisor. After making her way down to the crypts, Queen Victoria finally comes face to face with none other than John Constantine, who happens to be chilling alongside a tomb. He then tries to open the tomb while Queen Victoria stands there, completely confused about the situation. Constantine later manages to pry open the tomb and asks the question, when did it start to glow? To which Queen Victoria replies, just after the Carrington incident. Now, what is the Carrington event? And what is this thing that has mysteriously started to glow? John Constantine removes an amulet from the Kryptonian Age that is glowing with green light, the same way the comet was glowing when Jonathan Kent discovered it. Interestingly, Kent discovering the comet is called the Carrington event, and Lex Luthor had theorized this all along. Yes, we also have Lex Luthor in this series. Although he hasn't featured yet, it is expected that he will play a major part in the subsequent issues. Now coming back to Queen Victoria, she seems pissed at John Constantine's intrusions and sentences him to death by hanging. Constantine getting sentenced to death was just a ruse so that he could go on a secret mission from the Crown to discover and get a hold on other relics of the same kind. So just to summarize, we now have 3 relics that are emitting a green light. The first is the comet that crash-landed on Earth called the Carrington Event. The second is the Ring of John Lee, currently in Batman's possession. And the third is the ancient amulet hidden in the Queen's crypt. Although these ancient relics are important to the story, the most pivotal part of the series has to be the site discovered by Adam Strange. Now, we briefly discussed the site, but at the end of issue number 2, something sinister goes down in the Arctic Circle. While Strange and his men were discovering the site, they came across markings leading to the worship of the sun and various other rituals pointing towards an ancient civilization. Soon they find the body of another person who is cut in half. The crew starts to grow impatient and want to leave, but Strange insists on discovering more about the place. But things don't go his way, as a giant ant attacks them from the ground below. Now, this ant is almost the size of their ship and quickly starts to kill the crew members. They also notice that someone mysterious has been watching them all along. While the crew were screaming for mercy, they were soon saved by a member of the esteemed Amazonian race. However, we don't know if it was Wonder Woman or someone else, as this issue comes to an end, unveiling the truth behind Superman's ancient human legacy. The new Batman Gotham by Gaslight series has made an attempt to rewrite Superman's entire origin story. What's more interesting is that this project is helmed by none other than Jerry Siegel, who is part of the original Superman comics. Instead of arriving from another planet, the origin of Superman are believed to be those of Earth. It is assumed that he is part of an ancient human race that used to reign over the planet way before humans existed. There are many theories making the rounds on the internet regarding Superman's new origin. However, none of them can be confirmed, as the subsequent issues of the Kryptonian Age haven't been out yet. Now, the bigger question that the readers have is about the mysterious comet that crash-landed on the Greenlands of Kansas. We know that if Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent are involved, then the person inside the comet has to be none other than Kal-El. But this completely contradicts the fact that Superman is from Earth itself. However, there's another theory that can be taken into consideration. Maybe the Man of Steel is a descendant of a superior race of ancient human beings who used to live here but were forced to extinction or left the planet in search of greener pastures. Subsequently, this ancient race then settled on the planet of Krypton but left behind their ancient relics, which have now started to glow due to the arrival of Kal-El. Although this theory is most plausible, there's another explanation behind Superman's mysterious origin. But for that, we'll have to go way back to the beginning when this character was created. Other possible theories unveiling Superman's origin. Jerry Siegel, the creator of Superman, went through many possible iterations of his origin. Later, he settled on the version of a baby arriving from Krypton in a pod. However, there's also an interesting version where Kal-El actually arrives from the future instead of another planet. So maybe there is space for time travel in the new Batman, Gotham by Gaslight comics. Although this theory is still plausible, it doesn't explain the glowing of ancient relics as soon as he arrives. But this theory may have an explanation for that. What if the Kryptonians were actually a human race from other dimensions who arrived on Earth with all their powers and relics? Later, they went extinct due to the Ice Age, but the ruins of the Kryptonian Age and their ancient relics were still there. Subsequently, Superman traveled through the time dimension, and his arrival gave rise to all the mysterious activities happening in the 19th century DC universe. These theories regarding Superman's origin are super interesting, but pose greater challenges and can significantly alter the entire arc of the Man of Steel and his purpose in life. We all know that Superman fights for humans because he feels he is from a superior race and feels the need to protect them at all costs. If he is from Earth itself, then instead of fighting for humans, he will fight to protect the legacy of his lost ancestors. Also, the famous saying, "the last son of Krypton," would no longer apply because he wouldn't be from Krypton anymore and wouldn't have the burden of representing a planet that lies in dust. However, challenges give rise to greater opportunities. By changing Superman's origins, writers can now explore various subjects, like the backstory of the ancient civilizations that reigned supreme long before humans did. We could also discover the reason behind their disappearance and the powers of the relics they left behind. With just 2 issues out so far, there's still much to explore about Superman's origins, but I personally can't get enough of the 19th century Batman flying around with his poison darts in a Victorian-esque Gotham City. the interesting characters of the Batman Gotham by Gaslight series. This series has been a breath of fresh air in the current DC universe. We get a glimpse into the lives of superheroes and what they would have been like in the 19th century. In the first 2 issues, we're introduced to intriguing characters like John Constantine, Adam Strange, Talia al Ghul, and even the Queen herself. The thematic representation of the characters is done neatly, and even their equipment and abilities are different. For instance, Batman has a completely new utility belt, and his fight with the medieval League of Shadows was super impressive. Selina Kyle also plays a prominent part in the series, and this Catwoman is way more fierce and feisty than the one in our current timeline. It is also expected that characters like Superman, Lex Luthor, and Green Lantern will make an appearance in the forthcoming issues while exploring more about the ancient Kryptonian age. This is no doubt a standout addition in the Elseworld series, and it will keep getting better as more issues roll around. Superman has been a household name for many years now, and everyone is aware of his origins. The son of Krypton is no doubt one of the most popular superheroes of all time. Therefore, changing the origins of this superhero can be extremely daunting, and the makers will have to be extremely cautious because one mistake can lead to massive criticism from fans all over the world. However, with Jerry Siegel in the helm of things, there's still hope for Superman, who in fact represents hope for everyone around the world. With this, our video comes to an end. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other theories regarding Superman's origin and the mysteries of the Kryptonian age, then do let us know in the comments below. Also, what is your take on the 19th century Gothic Gotham City and the intriguing Dark Knight? For me, the 19th century aesthetic of Batman is slowly becoming my current favorite. If you want to take a look at the other versions of Batman, then do check out our video library for your favorite superheroes. Until then, stay marvelous. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.